process that I really had to earn and really prove to the filmmakers and myself and my family that I can get to that point where I can pull it off. And I remember with that specific performance, performing the exact auditorium where Michael did it, just to get that energy and that feeling it was incredible.
Whenever Jaafar Jackson speaks about Michael, it becomes clear that he remembers a side of him the public rarely had the chance to see. To millions of people, Michael Jackson was a global superstar. To Jaafar, he was simply Uncle Michael, the family member who spent time with the children, played with them, created memories they still talk about, and quietly inspired him long before he was ever cast to portray him on screen. Those personal experiences gave Jaafar a perspective on Michael that went far beyond the image the world knew.
It's definitely a responsibility that you feel going into something this big in the scope and to tell it in a cinematic way. There's so many moments that...
When Jaafar talks about Michael, his memories almost always begin with the person other than the superstar. While the rest of the world saw Michael Jackson as a global icon, Jaafar remembers him as his uncle, the one who came to Havenhurst, spent time with the family, played games with the children, and created lasting memories with them at Neverland. Those experiences are the stories Jaafar returns to most often, because they reflect the Michael he personally knew, long before he ever stepped into the role of portraying him on screen.
Another part of my mind really, no, what would Michael do? I love challenges, and I wanted to prove to myself, my family, and the filmmakers that I can do this.
One of Jaafar's favorite childhood memories captures the playful side of Michael that his family knew so well. One morning, Jaafar wanted candy with his breakfast. When Michael overheard him asking for some, he did not just offer him a single piece. Instead, he jokingly told Jaafar he could have the entire candy machine, and then followed through on it. Jaafar ended up taking the whole machine home. Years later, he still laughs about the story because, to him, it perfectly reflects Michael's generous spirit, playful personality, and the joy he found in making the children around him smile.
I saw an article where it said that Graham King got the rights to tell Michael's story.
Yeah.
And I forgot where I saw it. It was online somewhere.
And Graham King has made Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, he's made incredible films, but he made Bohemian Rhapsody.
The Queen biopic.
Yes, and my first thought was, who are they going to get to play Michael? And honestly, I didn't think of myself. I was like, this is going to be really interesting.
But Jaafar's admiration for Michael extended far beyond those childhood memories. He has spoken about looking up to Michael's dedication to his craft and the work ethic that defined his career. To Jaafar, Michael showed that real commitment meant continuing to improve, even after reaching an extraordinary level of success. He also admired the example McCall set away from the stage, particularly his humanitarian efforts, and his desire to use his platform to encourage compassion, love, and unity. Those qualities became just as inspiring to Jaafar as Michael's achievements in music.
Rehearse for hours and hours upon hours until one single move was right, dancing until my feet would bleed or them go numb. There's so many times I would wake up sore, be like, should I go rehearse? Should I just take a break and let the body relax?
That admiration grew even stronger while Jaafar was preparing to portray Michael. As part of his research, he created a dedicated room filled with books, photographs, archival interviews, and handwritten notes about Michael's life and career. Whenever he was home, he returned to that space to continue studying. Through that process, Jaafar learned about Michael's habit of writing down his goals, repeating affirmations, reflecting on them, and placing inspiring words where he would see them every day, including on mirrors and ceilings. Jaafar found that mindset so motivating that he began incorporating some of those same techniques into his own preparation for the role.
Oh, I was so nervous going into into that theater, but good nerves. It was more so, I wasn't really watching the movie, I was watching all the people there, like observing the seats to see each moment if it landed, and everything did. Everything really, really did, and to me that was well, it was so surreal just to be in that room, especially with the speakers in that theater.
Sound, right,
It was
yeah.
incredibly loud, which I loved, because when that performance came on, any of the performances came on, you could just tell everyone just switched on. It's just like...
But Michael's influence on Jaafar began long before he was ever cast to play him. Growing up, Jaafar watched Michael's music videos and studied his performances simply because he admired them. He paid close attention to the way his uncle moved, performed, and connected with an audience, never imagining those moments would one day help prepare him for such an important role. Looking back, the countless hours he spent watching Michael's performances became an unexpected foundation for bringing his uncle's story to life on screen.
I first saw it fully finished, like full sound design, color graded, visual effects, but I saw a cut of it earlier, but it wasn't finished.
Once Jaafar landed the role, he knew that simply watching Michael's performances would not be enough. He began studying every stage of Michael's life and career, looking far beyond the famous dance moves and iconic performances. He paid close attention to Michael's mannerisms, the way he carried himself, how he evolved over the years, and the decisions that shaped his journey. Jaafar wanted to understand the person behind the legend, believing that portraying Michael authentically had more than imitation. It required capturing the humanity he had known within his own family.
That I think I won't experience anything like that. Just having that first time experience on a set, but to portray my Uncle Michael, and all the time I put into preparation, then to finally, release it on set in as much as I possibly can, and then to be here and seeing the reaction from everyone, and the fact that there's so many people that came out, I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't be happier.
But also meant exploring parts of Michael's life that even Jaafar had not fully known while growing up. His childhood memories gave him a connection that few people could ever have, but he wanted to understand much more than Michael's mannerisms or stage presence. He wanted to understand the person behind them. As part of his preparation, Jaafar studied Michael's personal writings, journals, and reflections, using them to gain a deeper insight into his thoughts, emotions, and mindset. For Jaafar, portraying Michael authentically meant understanding not only how he moved, but also how he saw the world.
Would be to take on playing Michael Jackson, and it was not easy. Definitely wasn't. I remember looking in the mirror right before going on stage. I had the full hair and makeup.
As Jaafar grew older, he began to appreciate just how much thought Michael puts into every aspect of his work. He started noticing details that had gone unnoticed when he was a child, from the color of a hat or glove to something as precise as how much of Michael's socks were visible. It became clear that very little was left to chance. Jaafar admired how involved Michael was in every creative decision, no matter how small. He also respected that Michael used that same creativity to communicate messages that reached beyond entertainment, often focusing on themes of unity, compassion, and helping others.
I actually grew up playing golf.
Wow.
I wasn't into music until the age of 13. I was playing golf every day. I was getting coached, and then my father gave me a Jackson 5 song called Touch to practice. He said, I want you to learn this song and sing it in front of me in 2 weeks from now.
That same attention to detail became even more apparent as Jaafar studied Michael's performances frame by frame. The more closely he watched the archival footage, the more he noticed how carefully every movement had been planned. Michael constantly looked for ways to surprise his audience, often using seamless transitions and perfectly timed choreography that made difficult moments appear effortless. To Jaafar, that sense of mystery was a defining part of Michael's artistry. He believed Michael enjoyed leaving audiences wondering how certain moments had been achieved, making that element of surprise an essential part of the experience he worked so hard to create.